Namaskaram and Namaste. Good evening to those of you in India and on the Eastern, and then good morning to those on the Western part of the hemisphere. Thank you very much for joining the Festival of Oneness celebration of the life and works of Sri Adi Shankaracharya. We are truly honored to have Swamini ji Satyavratananda Saraswati as our first speaker today. Today is the fourth day, and we have had wonderful speakers. And Swamini ji, it's truly an honor for us to have you on this month-long festival celebrating the life and works of Adi Shankaracharya. Swamini Satyavratananda Saraswati ji is the disciple of Swami Dayananda Saraswati and Swami Paramarthananda Saraswati. She has studied Vedanta under these traditional acharyas for over 12 years. She has also studied Sanskrit, Nyaya, Mimamsa, Sankhya, and Yoga under Vedic scholars. Swamini, after her Vedantic studies, has been teaching Advaita Vedanta for the past 22 years in Chennai, both in English and Telugu. She has completed Prasthanatraya Gita, Upanishads, Brahmasutras, and she's currently teaching Gita Upanishad and Shankara Bhashyam and other Prakarana Granthas like Naishakarmya Siddhi, Vichara Sagara, etc. She has been propagating the Vedic knowledge by following the footsteps of her gurus based on Vedic tradition. Swamini has established a charitable trust named Akshara Vidya Trust, to which she has dedicated all her recordings so that the posterity could derive the benefit of the unique Vedic knowledge, which is the ultimate truth revealed through great rishis. Swamini has also mastered Ashtanga Yoga and is conducting classes on pranayama and meditation. She has taught yoga with the background of Vedic vision for over 30 years to people from all walks of life, aiming to bring transformation in one's own personality at physical, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual levels. Swamini, who has mastered and is an expert in traditional music, I heard she's a wonderful singer, and also playing the veena, has sung Stotramala, Bhajanavali, and Bhagavad Gita chanting, and is encouraging the worship of Ishvara through Nada Yoga as a spiritual sadhana. Swamini ji, we are once again very honored. Please continue with your presentation.
Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om. My pranams to all Swamijis and Swaminis. Namaste to one and all. I convey my best wishes to Advaita Academy, who is organizing this global festival of oneness, celebrating Adi Shankaracharya's Jayanti. I pray to the Lord Medha Dakshinamurti to shower his blessings on all of you with physical health, mental health, intellectual health, and spiritual health. We all of us know that 4 Vedas are the teaching manual. We take them as a life manual. Life manual in the sense, they are the guiding force behind every human being to know the purpose of human life, to make one's own life meaningful and joyful. how to make one's own life joyful and meaningful as well as purposeful. Veda is considered as Mata, thousands mothers. She is equal to 1,000 mothers. Sahasra Hitaishini Mata. What way she is like our mother? We have to look into that. Scriptures teaches us. First, we have to understand what is the human limitation. Limitation at what level? And what is the glory of human life also? Limitation at mind level. We have 3 defects by birth. Every human being carries 3 defects in one's own mind. What are those 3 defects? Number 1 is Chitta Malam, the impurity of the mind. Then second one is Chitta Vikshepa, the unsteadiness of the mind. Chanchalyam, vacillation of the mind. Then third defect is Avarana or Ajnana. We call it as self-ignorance, is another basic limitation of human mind. Our scriptures says that Manayeva Manushyanam Karanam Bandha Mokshayoho. Our mind alone is the cause for our freedom. Our mind alone is the cause for our bondage or samsara. How one and the same mind can be the cause for bondage and freedom or liberation? It is possible because because of these 3 defects, mind is having the bondage. Bondage in the sense, limitation, dissatisfaction, and many other anxieties at the mental level. Our Shastra prescribes 3 types of sadhanas to rectify these 3 defects of human mind. What are those 3 sadhanas? We can divide the entire Veda, Brahmana Bhaga, Upanishad Bhaga, Mantra Bhaga, Samhita Bhaga, all 4 portions of Veda, we can classify into 3 divisions. Broadly, they do 2 divisions, but we make those 2 into 3. Karma Kanda and Jnana Kanda, they say. Now the Karma Kanda is divided into Upasana Kanda also. That is Karma Kanda and Upasana Kanda and Jnana Kanda. How these 3 portions are given to us for human beings to handle our own mind, to rectify these 3 defects. It is a beautiful, wonderful design coming from ancient time. It is working for many people and it works for future generations also. To rectify that Chitta Malam, the impurity of the mind, Shastra gives Karma Yoga sadhana. Karma yoga means proper attitude towards your proper actions. Do proper actions with proper attitude. In short, we call it as Nishkama Karma. This Karma Yoga is the one of the first sadhana given in our scriptures. To remove our raga, dvesha, attachment and aversion, Shastra says, may you practice Karma Yoga for a length of time. Then comes to Chitta Vikshepa, that is unsteadiness of the mind, lack of concentration. This can be rectified by Upasana Yoga, by meditation. We can include that Ashtanga Yoga also in this Upasana Yoga. Worshipping the Lord in one form, in many forms, until we come to the formless Brahman. We start our journey with Sakara Brahman, that is Ishvara, and our scriptures prescribe a lot of sadhanas to develop our mind to have a sukshma buddhi or sukshmata, subtlety. For that, Ashtanga Yoga is also one of the best discipline prescribed by our acharyas, the great Patanjali, who has codified that Yoga Sutras. Originally, the yoga has come from Lord Shiva to Parvati to Sanaka Sanandanas and later Vasishta, Narada, etc., etc., etc. Rishis, till today it is coming to us. And yoga is becoming the fashion of the day now. Need of the hour also very much. And it is a boon for diseased people. For all walks of life, yoga is prescribed as a best discipline for this nischalata. That means to come out of this chitta vikshepa. Then the third defect is chitta avaranam or ajnanam. Then our scriptures prescribe jnana yoga, shravanam, mananam and nididhyasanam. How to remove this ajnana, basic impurity about one's own nature? That is possible only by learning scriptures from a competent teacher for a length of time to remove our ajnanam. First, shravanam for the removal of ajnanam, ajnana nivrityartham. Then the second one is mananam, samshaya nivrityartham, for the removal of doubts. Then comes the last and final sadhana is nididhyasanam. Nididhyasanam means contemplation. Today I am going to talk about that the yogi who is the best, called Yogi Rat by Adi Shankaracharya in his Aparokshanubhuti. From 104, the verse number, up to 124, he elaborately talked about the best among yogis. Who is the best among yogis? One has to become a yogi first. Yogi means following Ashtanga Yoga, Yama, Niyamas, and Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. 8-limbed yoga. And which is very popular now. The nook and corners of the world. Many people are benefited by that. That is the greatness of our all rishis, acharyas. They contribute to the entire humanity. All the time, for all people, at all levels. Therefore, this Ashtanga Yoga qualifies the person. It gives Jnana Yogyata. It gives mental refinement. By taking all these 8 steps, Yama Niyama, which consisting of that 10 commandments of Hinduism, Ahimsa, Satyam, Asteyam, Brahmacharyam, Aparigraham. Many of you know all of them. I need not explain much about them. And what Shankaracharya is going to add to them? He is going to add 7 more steps to that Ashtanga Yoga. Along with the 8 steps of Patanjali Ashtanga Yoga, he is going to add 7 more steps. For what purpose? The purpose is this: unless we assimilate that self-knowledge, we cannot derive the benefit. Information alone about Brahman cannot give any phalam or benefit to us. We have to assimilate or internalize that knowledge. Therefore, Shastra prescribe nididhyasana, that sadhana, to internalize the teaching of Vedanta. Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, Brahma Sutras, Prakarana Granthas, whatever we learn from the teacher, Vedantic, scriptural teacher who teaches us, this Ashtanga Yoga is a preparatory step, preliminary sadhanas. Paramarthananda Swamiji says always, whoever practice Ashtanga Yoga, for them, Vedanta is a walkover. I thank to my yoga teacher, Dr. Nagendra ji of Vyasa, Bangalore, who taught me the integrated approach of yoga. Later, I come to our great teachers of Advaita, Puja Swami Dayananda Saraswati and Paramarthananda Saraswati. By studying length of time, the Shastra, we have to assimilate that teaching. What is that teaching? What we have received? Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. Brahman alone is the reality. And the world is mithya, unreal, or seemingly real. How to we listen from the teacher, but how to assimilate this? How to accept this world as mithya? Unswallowable. But it is possible after doing nididhyasanam for a length of time. As Lord Krishna points out in Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, he presents Samadhi Abhyasa Rupa Nididhyasanam, the contemplation in the form of sitting in one place and recollecting the teaching, dwelling upon the teaching on Mahavakya, which the seeker has received from the teacher with so many prakriyas, Drik Drishya Viveka Prakriya, avasthatraya prakriya, panchakosha viveka prakriya. This information has to be assimilated and it has to bring transformation in us. It is just like if you take milk and you put 2 spoons of sugar. Without stirring it, you cannot get the sweetness. And you put 1 more spoon also, you won't get sweetness. How you will get sweetness? Only by stirring it with a spoon. You stir it and the sugar spreads all over the milk and you get sweetness. Like that, the teaching, whatever we have received from our teachers, Advaita Acharyas, we have to assimilate that, stir it by nididhyasana. Krishna says in 5th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Brahmabhyasa Rupa Nididhyasana. It is difficult for some people. It is not easy. Pashyan, Shrunvan, Sprishan, Jigran, Ashnan, Gachan, Swapan, Swashan, Pralapan, Visvajan, Grindhan, Unmishan, Nimashan, Napi. So this is a walking time, eating time, or any action whenever you are doing, you remember that you are Brahman. You entertain the thought of Aham Brahmasmi, Vritti. It is spontaneous, very natural. Even Vidyaranya also says in Drigdrishya Viveka, this Brahmabhyasa Rupa Nididhyasanam is not easy for all. In the initial stages, Lord Krishna also recommends Samadhi Abhyasa Rupa Nididhyasana. Atma Samyama Yoga means Shanai Shanair Uparamit Buddhya Dhriti Grihitaya Atma Samstam Manah Kritva. Pujya Dayananda Swamiji says, meditate on the meditator. It is a subjective meditation, not an objective meditation. When we come to Vedanta, we, the seekers of moksha, all the seekers have to do this only. Because Brahman is not an object. We cannot objectify it. You cannot meditate upon Brahman as an object. That's what we have learned from Shastra. So Brahman, I the subject, alone I am. Sat, Chit, Ananda Swarupam. Therefore, I need to understand, grasp what is the nature of Brahman. Pure existence, pure consciousness, infinite principle. That pure existence you appreciate outside the external world, and that awareness, the Chit consciousness, you appreciate inside. That is you only. That is your real nature. Therefore, Shankaracharya interprets these 15 steps of Nididhyasanam in a Vedantic way. Vedantic terms he gives. Ashtanga Yoga definitions are, for beginners, it is very important. Without Ashtanga Yoga, without becoming a yogi, without following Yama Niyamas, one cannot become a yogi rat. The best among yogis, one cannot become. It is impossible. To become a yogi rat, that is the best among the yogis, Ashtanga Yoga is very important. Without this Vedantic interpretation of Ashtanga Yoga or 15 steps of yoga, the best among yogis, that yoga, preliminary yoga is incomplete. This ultimate final yoga abhyasa, that is internalization of the Atma Swarupam, I have to grasp. The Yama, Shankaracharya says, may you give up this world. Give up this world means what? Reality you have to. Don'ts. Yama means don'ts. May you not give reality to this world. Don't give reality to this world. That is the definition Shankaracharya gives in Aparokshanubhuti. Atma need not be experienced. Puja Swamiji says, no one is lacking the Atma Anubhuti. Everyone is having Atma experience. We need not work for Atman experience. We are lacking Atma Jnanam. Swamiji says, one has to get Atma Jnanam, not Atma Anubhuti. Aparoksha Anubhuti. Anubhuti means there only understanding. Understanding that I am none other than Brahman. Then Niyama also constantly dwelling upon my Brahman nature, Niyama, do's. One has to constantly do that. Then he introduces Maunam and he gives three definitions for that. Maunam means Brahman is called Maunam and verbal silence is also called Maunam. And third meaning he gives, Maunam means Brahman is that where words and mind cannot reach. Shabda pravritti nimittani are not there for Brahman. Therefore, one cannot go to that Brahman with speech or words. Even teacher also manages with the minimum words to communicate with the students. Neti neti iti vachanaihi. Then he comes to Tyaga. Tyaga means renounce the anatma, the nama rupa prapancha. That is real renunciation. Abhimana. And he says desha, kala. In Ashtanga Yoga, we sit in a particular place, particular time. But when you come to Brahma Jnanam, desha and kala both are nothing but Brahman. They're born out of Brahman. They merge into Brahman. So there is no separate desha and kala. Then he comes to asana, sukhasanam and siddhasanam. Brahman is sukhaswarupam. Brahman is siddhaswarupam. Particular asana is not required for yogirat. Sadhanas are all come back. He gives up all sadhanas at that level. But Ashtanga Yoga is very important, beginning time. Then he comes to Mula Bandha. May you remain in that Mula Swarupam, Urdha Moolam Adashakham. That Moolam is Brahman, is the Moolam of this entire universe. Mula Bandha, the locks. You lock your mind on that Brahman, who is the cause of this universe. Then he comes to Drik Sthiti. Drik means here you need not focus on the nose, tip of the nose. Nididhyasanam, you focus on that Drik. I am the Drik, the seer. You come out of Drashta, Drishyam, and seer, seen, and seeing. You remain as Brahman. That is Drik Sthiti, remaining in your own nature. And he comes to that Pratyahara, Pranayama. Puraka means inhale that thought, I am Brahman, and exhale the Anatma, Prapancha, is Mithya, unreal. And Kumbhaka retain that Aham Brahmasmi thought, I am Sat Chit principle. Then he comes to Pratyahara, sense control, Dhamma is nothing but Atman alone is Satyam, the Anyat Sarvam Mithya. Everything is unreal, seemingly real, experientially real, but factually, on inquiry, it is not real. You come to know by just assimilation. Dharana on what you can focus when everything is Brahman. So whatever you see, yatra yatra mano yati, tatra tatra samadhaya. Absorption in that and continuous flow of that aham brahmasmi vritti, that is called atma dhyanam. One has to do to assimilate this. Thus Shankaracharya introduced 15 steps to become a yogi rat, from whom all sadhanas goes back. He need not do any sadhana. To see water, I need not turn away from the wave. Therefore, he introduced that. First you see the karyam, then karanam is what? Just like this pot is there. Its karanam is clay, and you introduce the pot and clay first. Then you analyze, there is no pot. Karyam is not there, product is not there. Then karanatvam also disappears. Similarly, first Upanishad introduced Brahman is the cause of this universe. Tasmadva etasmad atmanah akasha sambhutaha, like that. Then Upanishad says, nothing is born from the Brahman, really. This is a teaching. Shankaracharya takes all implied meanings, lakshartha here, for our internalization. Samadhi abhyasa rupa nididhyasanam or Brahma abhyasa rupa nididhyasanam. You can practice and assimilate this teaching. Therefore, today I dedicate this talk to my gurus, Pujya Swamiji Dayananda Saraswati, who received Adi Shankaracharya Award from His Holiness Jagat Guru Bharati Tirtha Swamiji of Sringeri, Sharada Peetham. And I dedicate this talk to my Guru Paramarthananda Swamiji also, who is well known for his clarity in scriptural knowledge. Then my best wishes to Krishna Kavita, Nitin Sridhar, Sri Ram Prasad, and Sri Srinivas, who are coordinating this program, and for their dynamic work. I appreciate them, and I conclude my talk with this Shanti Patha. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Dhanyavadalu Swamini ji. That was fantastic, profound yet very simple. Simple words that we could all easily understand. Importance of contemplation was just wonderful. It's not enough just to listen. It's not enough just to think about it, but it's important to contemplate to get your own experience. That was beautiful, beautifully rendered. Thank you so much. We have several participants all over the world, and we have requested them to ask any questions. I think everybody is sort of speechless with the simplicity as well as profundity of your message. So there is in one question,
Hmm.
can we rectify the 3 defects of the mind to at least a little extent? Is there any simple solution that you can think of?
Yes. Simple, we have to lead a religious life first. One should have a belief on God first, and one has to worship the Lord. One has to do certain service activities to humanity, especially now, the COVID-19 pandemic situation. There is a lot of opportunity to serve in so many ways, whatever way they can serve, we can do that. And reading our Sadgrantha Pathanam by daily, some Subhashitams, some of our Acharyas' books, stotrams, all these will help us to purify the mind. So much. Daily, our Anushtanam itself, whatever puja we are doing, yoga abhyasa especially, Surya Namaskar, Ashtanga Yoga, meditation, pranayama, all this will help us. Gradually, person will mature and refine.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. The second question we have is, it's always easy to start on a sadhana, especially after hearing a very inspiring talk and very heart-touching talk like yours. But then most people have difficulty staying steady. You do it for 3 days, 4 days, and can you think of anything to stay steady in sadhana is one of the questions.
So one has to decide first. They have to know that viveka they must have. What is real, what is unreal. If I want peace and happiness, I have to follow certain disciplines. I have to, daily I'm eating food, daily I'm taking bath, daily we are doing. We are not stopping any one of them. Even in this crisis also, regularly what we are doing, eating, bathing, all these are compulsory we are doing. Similarly, I say the yoga is a way of life. We never look at it as an exercise. That is the greatness of our acharyas. Yoga is a way of life. It is a puja. That's why after taking bath, we do namaskara to Patanjali and we do namaskara to Surya Bhagavan. And every day I have to practice to get physical health. That lethargy should go from the mind first. So decision, they have to use their effort, willpower also, if they want. That is in their hands.
Wonderful. That's you said it so beautifully, because we do spend time on everything that just to keep us going. But when it comes to sadhana, we have an excuse to skip it. And so you have once again reminded every one of us that it is not difficult. You just have to have the viveka, like you said. The last question that we want to discuss is, clay is the material for a pot's creation. So you need a potter's presence. Same way, what about the creation of the world?
Bhagavan himself is the material cause and intelligent cause. Upadana karanam also, nimitta karanam also. That is the uniqueness of Bhagavan. Unlike pot maker, all worldly objects we need intelligent cause differently. But in the case of Bhagavan, as Mundakopanishad says, Yathorna nabhi srujate grihnate cha. Just as the spider creates its web, similarly, just as the person, the waker, creates his own dream from himself, why not Bhagavan can be the intelligent cause and material cause? Therefore, Shastra says, Bhagavan himself is the material cause and intelligent cause. First Shastra, in Adhyaropakala, it introduced that. Then it comes to Apavada, both are negated later. It is a gradual study we have to understand and grasp.
Wonderful. Swamini, thank you so much for your wonderful message and for supporting our month-long festival of oneness, celebrating life and works of Adi Shankaracharya. Thank you very much. We sincerely owe gratitude to you. Pranams to you.
Thank you so much. Hari Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om.